got stuck out there and shit. So.
You got stuck out doing the
DoorDash. Like you went past your time and they still throw your time at you. Like what the fuck? Man?
Yeah, I was doing fucking what is it? Street stand up and not DoorDash. What's the other one? Not Grubhub. The other one where you give rich people stuff and they sit at home. There's a third
Amazon?
one. Fucking, I was delivering food to people during quarantine. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't. I wasn't able to work or anything. There was a whole mess. But yeah, when did you start comedy?
Improv or stand up. Which one?
Oh shit. Okay. Let's go with improv because I actually didn't know that about you. I didn't know you did.
1997.
How old are you?
48.
Okay, you drink a lot of water or something?
I don't drink enough. That's why I walk around with this shit.
You look good, man. 48, Jesus.
I don't have any kids. I'm not married, so that's probably why.
Yeah. That takes a toll on people.
Yes.
So you started doing improv in what was it?
97.
God damn. Okay.
May 24th, 1997. First
What?
my first improv class at Second City.
Okay, so you're born and raised Chicago.
Yeah.
Southside?
Yep.
Okay. And then
500s.
whoa, boy, what like
5th of May, man.
God.
Roseland before that, so yeah.
What was the spark to get into improv specifically?
It's an interesting story, man. I gotta take you through it then. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's go. We got time.
I want to do comedy, so I was always writing jokes down, showing my uncle, and he kept telling me I wasn't prepared and all this shit, right? So, like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out there without his ass. I'm just gonna do the shit. And I looked in the newspaper where comedy, I didn't want to go to All Jokes Aside where everybody was going.
Okay.
I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go somewhere else that I can kind of like, build up my shit. So I looked under comedy and I saw We Be Negroes.
Wait, you looked under comedy in the newspaper? Ugh, nigga, you old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There wasn't no internet yet. So,
yeah.
I looked at the comedy. I saw We Be Negroes. And I was like, it's got to be some black people here with We Be Negroes. Come to find out, they were improv group.
Blackface?
No, well, hold on. They were an improv group, the first African American improv sketch group in the country ever. So I called the number. I talked to the lady Sean. Me and Sean hit it off. I told Sean I wanted to be stand-up. She's like, this is not stand-up, brother. This is this. You need to join. You need to get in improv. We need more brothers out here, more than Wayne Brady. I'm like, who the fuck is Wayne Brady? And she's like, more than Wayne Brady. I was like, okay. So she sent me 2 things for classes. And one was like a class out this way, and the other one was Second City. I went to the first one. I was overdressed. And I was like, I don't fit in this shit. I'm not gonna. But I was reading the motivational books, and I was like, you know what? I want to leave this class, but the next time I get an opportunity, I'm going. So when I got home, a letter from Second City said, come down and do the class. Did that. I was there. The teacher was black, and then Francis Collier was there from the group Frangela that was on Hannah Montana as a bodyguard. She was my teacher. 6 weeks in, they got me into the outreach program, and now like I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Then I got over to the conservatory the following year. Another black guy comes in the class named Dave. About a few weeks in, he said, hey man, we need somebody for our group. We got a show coming up. One of the guys had a car accident. I'm like, what's the group? He said, We Be Negroes. Like, no shit. That's the same lady who told me to start this shit. So I go do it, and I auditioned in her living room for like 2 hours, and they didn't give me the part, so they let me do lights, so I know how to run the show. Did that. Probably 6 months after that, they fired everybody, kept me and some new people, and then they started taking us on the road. Probably about a year after that, we wound up in L.A.
That's okay. So,
we taught classes at colleges like Stanford and Ivy League school, teaching them improv and doing shows and making a whole lot of money. I'm like, this is gonna be my life. Fuck that, I'm doing this. And I get out there and it was nothing like that.
What? Okay, oh shit, I gotta write shit down. Hold on now. So, now before you get to LA, before it all pops, it sounds like you were writing shit and your uncle was saying you're not prepared. What was going on in your head before actually like pulling the trigger and being like, let me call?
It felt like it was like calling. I don't want to make it sound corny and shit. But
no, I'm corny as fuck.
Since I was a kid, like Eddie Murphy was like the guy. I'm like I said, I'm older, so I remember he was on SNL.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'7", and he's on there. I'm like, I want to be like the black guy on that show.
Okay.
Then 48 Hours comes out. And he has the lyrics. The comedian album comes out, and I had my mother buy it for my uncle for Christmas, but I was buying it for myself. So then we got a VCR. We had all those movies. We had Delirious on there. I shouldn't have been 8 years old being able to just tell you those jokes, and then I got into Richard Pryor, all these other guys, and so I know routines. Like it comes to me easy.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I get what you're saying, and I don't think it sounds corny at all. Like there is a spark. There's this thing in your gut that's like, I need to do this for whatever reason. So I feel. How old were you in '97?
22. 23.
Oh my God.
So we did the conservatory, and it was my birthday that week. The conservatory outreach program. It was a boot camp, 8 hours of improv all day. And the first half of the class was taught by the lady I told you, Frances Collier. The second half was taught by random teachers. You had Jerry Minor that was on SNL. You had my man Michael Gelman. That's Tim O'Malley and Tina Fey just before she went to SNL.
You got to meet Tina Fey?
She was our teacher for that day.
What was she like?
She was the meanest one out of all fucking people.
When you said boot camp, I was going to make you.
No, she was like serious. But then that was the day I decided to get high with the other students in the car, and I go try to do improv. That's why I don't drink or smoke before a show.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. I learned that lesson at Bar 10 a week ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I would have told you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story when we get there. But
okay.
But so you met Tina Fey. She was like strict. It was like not
strict,
a game.
Very strict and very nice calf muscles. I was like, damn, she got some nice ass legs and shit. And then I was like, that's the girl with the nice legs. Next thing you know, she was the head writer of SNL.
That's wild. I think that's what's weird about or exciting about this industry and this career is you never know who's gonna just pop.
Never know.
Yeah. Okay, so
gotta be nice to everybody.
Man. Yeah. Well, try to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So it all clicks. You go to LA, and you said it was nothing like what you expected.
Oh, working with going in when I told you we was working at going to the colleges and teaching and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that's gonna be my life. I don't have to work until we get the big break. We can do this. Nothing like that. Half the people that ran the company moved to Frisco. And we moved to LA, the other cast. And probably within a year, the cast had broke up. And I'm still going up to the Bay doing shows with them. And it was like, okay, I'm stuck in LA. But like, I can't go back home. So I didn't start doing stand-up till probably like 4 years after I was there already. That's because I'm an actor too. So I had my stuff and I had agent and everything. So
that's real surprising to me. They say don't judge a book by its cover, and I do it regardless.
I don't look like I can do improv.
You don't look like because
I'm one of the greatest of them
at improv.
I don't. You see my open? You see the beginning of the show?
I always see that.
I don't do that. That's not material in that shit.
I want to talk about.
I say
that
the best
too.
ever. Fuck it. You just gotta claim it now. Fuck.
No, I feel you, man. But it's because I did improv. That's how I started. So I was in high school. I was about 13, 14. I did improv, but I wasn't with a black improv. Because it's fucking.
There wasn't
improv.
that many.
Yeah. So it was just me and a bunch of white kids in the burbs in the desert.
Right. I was with two great black groups.
I'm jealous.
We Be Negroes and Nation of Improv.
Nation of Improv.
Wyatt Cenac was in it.
Really?
Gary Anthony Williams was in my group. Dave is a bunch of Rich Pierre Louis who's on. All these bunch of guys that's on the commercials now.
That shit's okay.
We called ourselves the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
Okay. So the reason I wouldn't
you got enough time for this shit because I had a lot of years on it.
I'm excited, man. This is why
sorry you're on the floor, bro. You're gonna be okay on the floor.
Show will survive. He's a trooper.
I drank some coffee too. So I'm up here.
But no, I think the reason I'm surprised about the improv stuff is because my experience of improv and my perception of improv in Chicago and talking to other stand-ups about improv, the perception is corny. The perception is kind of cult-like. And so I'd imagine black improv feels a little different. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
If you're not,
I think I get it. But go ahead.
If you're not funny, the audience will let you know.
Oh well, improvisation to me, is the ultimate team sport to me.
I agree.
It's not about you making, and I don't want to be stereotypic towards my people.
Sure.
But it's like, you got to jump out there. You want to be the guy, but no, it's not. It's about, say, take basketball.
Okay.
Perfect offense, passing. Denver Nuggets right now.
Okay.
That's improvisation. But other shit, Michael Jordan, 87, 88, that's stand-up
That's stand
comedy.
right.
You showing out and you trying to make sure you succeed, but the goal is to have the team be dope. So regardless of who has the most points, as long as you win the game.
Right. That's we used to do that before we would get on stage. We would shake everyone's hand. We say, "I make you look good. I make you look good. I make you look good," to get on that same page. And I think what I'm saying is, in my experience of improv out here so far, it's been I would sit into like open mics and stuff, and I'm watching these improvisers, and it feels like you ever see a talent show with young kids and they're not.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, I was trying to figure out.
You know what I mean?
That's why my cousin got into it, and then I'm watching her and her class and shit, Second City, and I'm like, it's something.
Yeah.
Something. I know what this is, but I don't know what this is.
You know what it is? Is the improv I've seen out here is the antithesis to bartend. Is the exact opposite to bartend in that. In bartend, my experience there has been like, if you are not making someone laugh, if they don't feel like you're funny, they will sit there and they will stare at you and they will just they'll break you down with their silence. The improv I've seen out here, the audience almost feels uncomfortable not letting them feel uncomfortable. Like they want to be supportive.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thought process, but I don't think it's what makes you good. If you know what I mean?
Right.
But you were saying you're an actor as well.
Yeah.
So is improv and then acting?
Improv then acting.
Okay, what got you into Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
It's just
But dig though, it came along with the Second City class. I took scene study, and then when I got with the We Be Negroes, I say OBN. We Be Negroes, OUI,
okay,
as in French, because black people back in the 50s had to go over to France to become famous.
Why? Oh, James Baldwin, he had to go to France too.
James Baldwin, Josephine Baker, and Nicholas Brothers, all those guys.
What was it about France?
That's what black people who had to go to be famous. They got kind of they just got kind of more of their reputation built out there.
The French were just like,
yeah, they just loved it. Like, we don't care what color you are, just come on.
Okay, you just made me respect French people more.
Yes. So yeah, we did that. Then when I got with the group, we had sketches we did live. So you're doing that. So you're learning how to act from there because you had to do a live show.
Sure.
I never want to do a play. I'm never doing a play.
Why?
It's just too many goddamn words. The dialogue is crazy. I've never done everything else, voiceover, all that stand-up, hosting. I've done all that. I've never done a play, and I think I never will do a play.
Lazy.
Yeah, I'm not. That's too much work. But we had a show. We about to do a run. I forgot the name of the theater, but we about to do a run, and they were like, "Hey, get your headshots because they have a benefit show that's coming out, and there's some casting directors there." I'm like, I'm in Chicago, ain't shit out here, and I went, and thank God my boy had to miss because they didn't have a scene for me. All my scenes were longer, so I like, he not coming, so you do his scene. So our time was 1:00 p.m. This how late this damn benefit show was going on. So we go up, do our thing, like a little condensed part of our long length show. I go out and do it. I go home, wake up at 3, go to work at 8, got fired, had to go get we were doing tech. It was the night of the run, beginning of the run. I called home to tell my grandmother I got fired. She said, some lady from this movie thing called, said, you want you to come audition on Monday. And I was like, what? And like, yeah, she's like, yeah, she left her information. She said, make sure you call her because she wants to talk to you. And I was like, okay. So Monday I called and she's like, hey, yeah, can you come down? I love what you did. That was funny. But have you ever auditioned before? Like, nah, I never did. So come down and I'm going to help you. And your call time is 4. So get here at 2. We're going to go over it and make sure it's right. I went down there. She helped me out. I went to the car. I get to the door. The director of the movie is right there. And I'm like, I was there talking to him. Like, he look familiar like a motherfucker. But I like, fuck it. Go in there. See a lot of the people that I work with in there. I go in there and she like, okay, do the scene. And Nick, like I was her proud son and shit. Like, so I did the scene and she's like, okay. Dude was like, all right, okay, I like that. Couple of weeks, I knew I had it. That was my first audition ever. Knew I had it. But I'm like, all right, I got fired from my job. They need to hurry up. So I didn't know you ain't supposed to harass the casting people and shit. So I'm calling, hey, what happened? What happened? He's like, you supposed to do that. So I'm like, I'm not going to do it today. And I sat around, I'm like pacing the floor. I get in the car, I have my pager. On the visor.
Yeah.
And like, fuck, I need to just go out and ride around and give me a drink. I probably got like about 5 blocks from the house. And the page go off. I race back. She's like, okay, you got it. You got the part. You want your own set. We're going to send you some stuff and you got to go for wardrobe. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, yeah. You know what the movie was?
No.
Save the Last Dance, the movie.
You want to Save the Last Dance?
Save the Last Dance was the movie.
Look, let me see this. I got to see this.
I ain't even tell you what part it is now.
Okay. Wait, so while you're looking this up, that's crazy, man. Like you. One of the things I clocked about you when I first saw you at that first show was the improv, was the hosting, like the host. You feel very comfortable on stage. I can't say I didn't know that you were as old as you were, but that will be brought up next time I do your show. But like you have an ease and a comfort on stage that I think only comes from time and consistency, and it's making a lot more. Like you are making more sense to me.
Okay.
But let's see.
Oh, my mother called me.
Yeah.
I'm recording the podcast. All right.
Okay. Oh, that's you.
Got what?
That's you.
Tickle dick self without your paws on my ass.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
That's how I got it. That's how I thought I had it. Come on, girl.
That's yo. Okay. First off, you gained some weight. Second, but that's so.
You had to say that.
No,
I moved back here. I gained 85 pounds.
the food in the Midwest is different.
Yeah, it's stress too.
But that's crazy, dude. What was that like? What was it like being on set at like a big film like that?
I didn't know what I was into. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I was ready to go home after my scene. Like, no, the longer you stay, the more money you get. And it's like, okay, but I still want to go home. You know what I'm saying? But that, I got offered so much pussy from that part. I was there one day.
Yeah.
And when they like, okay, well, sit on the side and we gonna clock you out in a minute. And they watch the scene from across the way and women like offering ass. I'm like, yo, this is what the fuck this shit feel like.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You've been addicted to this shit. It feels like you're almost addicted to the entertainment industry, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Like you thrive off of it. That's the energy I'm getting from
I love the show. I hate that we're not making money yet.
Yeah.
Because there's money to be made. But I love the making something out of nothing type thing and writing and shit and you know what I'm saying, performing. I love the live the instant response. Out of all the things that I can do that's on my resume, acting is probably the one I like the least.
Really? Is it just so that like you were saying that instant response
Instant response thing, and then it's like well with the acting is hurry up and wait. Okay, like last week, yeah, Ronnie, I got this. The Shy. Your audition was incredible. They're gonna pick you. I know they some fools if they don't. And then they call. I'm waiting. I wasn't excited because I've been on hold like 6 times. And then she, you on hold again. Okay. So I should know about 5 o'clock. And then she ain't hit at 5. I didn't even trip. So I'll call her tomorrow. I was about to call her. Like, let me check my email because I'm not getting alerts on my phone for it. She hit me at 7:30. Like, they didn't go with you. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So now, like, yeah. So I'm like, my show, I can get up there and do all the time I want. I love that even if you give me enough people, I'm gonna have some fun. So
Right.
I just like having fun.
Something I noticed at your shows and even when your mom just called, your family is tight knit. That's the vibe I'm getting. like
Not as close as we were.
Really?
Yeah.
Was your grandmother glue?
She was the glue.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. She was the glue. I saw him for the first time. Some of the members this Saturday because my cousin had a 40th birthday party here.
Yeah.
And she's fucking live, man. So they came in and, we pretend to like each other a little bit. It was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't hate them. I just don't like them all the time.
I mean, that's family. That's life.
Yeah.
So growing up, you guys were all pretty close and you guys all hung out a lot?
We lived in a house. I lived in a house with as many as 13 people at one time.
Okay. So I'm picturing South Side, two flat?
Yep. Basement too.
Okay. And everyone's just, the whole family's just packed
As a kid, it was just packed out. That's where I learned comedy from them. My 2 uncles were I got 3 uncles. And rest in peace to my Uncle Derek. His birthday was yesterday. He passed away in 91. My 2 uncles, they big fans of Richard Pryor, Bruce Lee, Eddie, Walter Payton, all these guys that I love and shit. I was from them because I had that around. They had the comedy albums. And you talking about listening to Richard Pryor at 6, 7.
Yeah.
I can recite the whole damn thing. So it's like, yeah, that's what at 6, 7 you're not supposed to.
Right.
But then I used to get pissed because I was a shy kid, and people would be doing it, and I'd be like, they doing it wrong, but I ain't about to bust their bubble and shit. But
You were shy?
very
Still?
still kind of, yeah.
Like you get anxiety before you're on stage, and then when you're on, you're good, or what type? When you mean?
When I hear my voice through the speakers, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running around like a fool. But that show that I'm on with that, I'm checking the door. I'm not getting paid any money. I still owe you money. I gotta pay them money and shit. So I'm waiting for a check from another place. But I'm like, yo, I always made a mission to pay the comedians, regardless if I get paid or not.
That is something I gotta appreciate about you. That
Right.
I think it shows a sense of respect for what this is.
Yeah. No, man. In L.A. You go to L.A. and do comedy?
A little bit. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of LA. I'm not a fan of the vibe of LA. That's why I moved to Chicago. When
I started stand up in L.A.
Okay, let's break that down. How'd that go? This was the early 2000s then?
Yeah, 04.
04. So it was post 9/11.
Yeah.
I break people's I break up stand up into eras of tragedy. Like there's like the OJ stint of comedy where everyone's probably talking about that. There's the 9/11 stint and it shifts culture. There's I'm a post-Trump comedian is how I look at myself.
Oh, okay.
And then there's COVID comics.
Right.
And I think every era it shifts the
I
way.
never even thought of it like that. That's pretty good.
So you're just like 04, you're doing stand up in LA, and you were saying when you got out to LA, the improv stuff wasn't doing what you thought it was going to do.
It was doing it. They didn't do what I thought they were gonna do.
Okay.
I thought we'd still have gigs. Kind of like I know stand-ups now who just work 2 weekends a month type shit. And they just go and do the weekends and come home and they write for the rest of the day and then do like spots here and there.
Yeah. Their
That's
money
the living
good?
you want, huh?
Their money good?
Yeah, no, if they headliners, they
Okay.
can go like I got the Improv in Kansas or something.
Sure.
And they go do a weekend and they fans and they get paid for that and whatever, or they with NACA and they do colleges and stuff like that. So they're making a living off being stand-ups. And so we didn't do that. So we thought we were gonna have a deal with the NFL. We had auditions for Mad TV. We thought we still was gonna do the college stuff. I thought we still gonna do the college stuff. All that stuff stopped.
They
just left us there. And that's a whole nother conversation with that shit. But so I had an agent, and he like, who? Lenny was funny. Lenny was funny. Shout out to Lenny. He just called him like, hey Lenny, man, what's this audition in? Ronnie, it's right there on Sunset. I'll call you back. I'm having sex right now. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you ain't have to tell me that shit. Then he call you back. I'm sorry. You find it? I was having sex. I'm sorry. Why you gotta keep telling me I was having sex? But he hit me one day. I used to work construction, day labor. Day labor. So when he called for an audition, like, I gotta go. So I go, but he called me one day leaving, and he was like, on your resume it said you do stand up. I'm like, yeah. At the time, I only did stand up like 9 times in 5 years. And he was like, well, it's an audition tonight at the Comedy Union. I think it's Mixing Up as a Comedy Union. And I'm like, okay. And now Comedy Union is in the hood. Like, this is the blackest fucking place.
And we're talking about LA.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I go there, and he said, your time is 9:20. 9 o'clock. 9.
I was like, he's like, do 9 minutes and 20 seconds. I was like, what the fuck?
No, your time is 9 o'clock, 20 minutes in.
Sure.
Okay, bet. So I get there, right? I get this. Every black comic that you didn't know yet, like famous. You had Corey Holcomb, you had D-Ray, Rodney Perry. Scruncho was on stage roller skating. I'm like, how the fuck? And I'm thinking it's just gonna be the producers and the director, like a closed room, and you just do it. It was a fucking show, and I'm like, I ain't been doing this shit, and this is a real crowd.
This was had you done any stand up in black rooms prior, or were you doing like mixed rooms?
Never. It was mixed rooms when I did it.
Yeah, black rooms are different.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I knew it. I'm like, I ain't afraid of this mother. So I went in, But the problem was the anxiety was setting in, and people were coming in, and the owner was he was bumping me. So I said 9:20. What time I go up? 12:30. I sat there for 3 hours waiting. Melody Camacho was the host, and she was like, D. Ray goes up, and I don't know. You see Deliver Us from Eva. You see that movie before? I forgot the damn dude's name. He's funny as shit though.
No, these were the guys to know now, but at the time, did you know they?
I
were...
knew them because I like to
Okay.
study comedians, so
Okay.
I knew who they were, but they didn't know who I was.
Sure, sure.
Probably still don't know. But I'm like, okay, so he goes up, and then she was like, Melly come out. So what's your credit? I was in I do improv, and I was in this movie, So Your Last Dance. Okay, and she goes on stage. All right, y'all, comes to the stage. He be on teen movies and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go up, and I don't know, like, y'all want to hear a joke? Like, yeah. And I do the joke, and nobody laughed. And one of the guys from The Wire was in the audience. He stood up, and his friend like, man, let's go. He looked at me. He was like, I was like, damn. And I get off.
Yeah.
David Arnold, who just passed, he's got on stage, and he like, see? It ain't that damn easy. Yeah, 7 minutes. This motherfucker, 3 of those 7 minutes, he tore my ass up.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is never happening again. And I was mad at that motherfucker all the way until he
died.
No, I was a fan. I grew to be a fan years later, but while I was out there with him, I was like, well, get me on the stage with this motherfucker again. So I go out with that week, though, I'm starting to hit the open mics. Hit the open mics probably like about 2 months after that. I started hosting Crack 'em Up Thursdays in the Comedy Store. I got the job right off, and yeah, that changed me. Working with
As a comic, you
changed me as a comedian because I had to be ready every week. You had Spanky Hayes from Wild 'N Out, Leslie Jones. Me and her did the show together for a year, and my boy Esau.
Okay.
Ron G, he came after me. Ocean Glapion came after me. Justin Hires, a bunch of guys. And Tony Baker, all those guys.
There's an energy about black rooms that I didn't get to experience where I was from. I was from Riverside. I don't know if you ever went to Riverside, the IE.
Yeah.
So that's where I was from, and I went to San Diego for college and did improv and shit down there. But one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Chicago was like I knew it was segregated. I didn't know how segregated.
Very segregated.
It's almost like there are lines drawn in the concrete. When you step across one street, it's like, all right, well, now you're with the Ukrainians.
Right.
Now you're with the Mexicans. Now you're with the Chinese or whatever. And I knew like I needed to be at black rooms. I needed that. I could feel that. And it's hard to describe. Like there's an energy and excitement. Like when it goes well, my God, does it go well? When it doesn't go well, it hurts your soul. Like
they kill you.
Yeah. So bartend. Okay. I actually want to get your opinion about this. Bartend.
What's bartend?
Bartend Doors. It's hosted by Leon Rogers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I never been over there though.
You been there? Okay.
You know, I'll explain why. Go ahead. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Go
You want me
ahead.
to do the story first? And then
Go to the story.
Okay. So I've been going. I mean, I've been hitting South Side rooms sporadically since being here, but I don't have a car, so it's hard for me to do it. And I've been struggling with connecting with black audiences on a general sense. Like in the North Side, easy peasy for me. You've seen me do stand up here, it's like it's whatever. But when I'm in front of black audiences, especially South Siders, West Siders, it almost feels like they have all these perceptions and assumptions about
No, go ahead.
they have these perceptions and assumptions about me that I'm learning are almost coloring my statements before I even get words out. Like as soon as I get on stage, I can feel this like, who the fuck do this Jamba Juice drinking ass nigga think he is? That's the vibe every time I get on stage. Right. And that night, I won't be smoking again. I smoked. I was hanging out. We played spades. I was having a blast. And I was like, I got this. I get on stage, not doing well. And then I'm working out this bit about jujitsu because I'm taking a jujitsu class recently.
Okay.
I looked at the audience and I said, hey, anybody here know how to fight? Yeah, it was a poor decision on my part. There's some dudes like, yeah, nigga, I can fight. And then I look to my left and there's this one guy, he's intense. And he's staring at me like this. And I'm like joking with, I'm trying to, like, as soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, no, you're misunderstanding me. I'm doing comedy right now. You guys think this is something else that it's not. And so I'm trying to articulate that. And so I say to the dude, like, what do you do? And he says something like, you don't want to try me, bro.
I don't know karate. I know karate.
Yeah.
And James Brown.
And so I said something like, "This is what he looks like when he rapes dudes in prison. This is what he looks." And then the crowd was like, "Nigga, that's gay." and then, but I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, and I dig my feet in. So for me, it's like, well, if you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna die on stage like a man.
Right.
And I didn't let up. And then Laro. Comic.
So, yeah.
Either way, the dudes in the back, light comics, were giving me the light. I made a joke about like, y'all giving this for my safety, which they sincerely were. Like, these guys apparently, because I was high, apparently they were a minute away from rushing the stage and like trying to kill me. And so I get off. Leon makes fun of me, and then as you know, what are you gonna do? And I go to the back and we talk it out. And like, I plan on going back, not tonight because I got another show, but I want to go back and discuss with the comics and figure out what is it that I can do to break this. Like, I'm trying to figure out what Laro was saying. Like, I need to bring him into my world first. Like, I guess I jump into the material a little too fast, and I need to ease them into who I am. But I'm not sure how to go about that.
You did it Sunday.
I'm listening.
You have to let them know you in the room with them.
Sure.
This is why I get lost. This is why I always pretty much like, I got 20-minute set. Then I wind up going out trying to get everybody in, and I did 18 fucking minutes just talking to them. But you gotta let them know. You can't come across like you're reading. You can't come across like this is a new bit. Yeah, here you go. Y'all had COVID? Yeah, COVID. Man, get the fuck out. They don't want to hear that shit. And I said it on stage. I said, white comics, when they on stage, they get compared to the last comedian that was up. Black comics get compared to every black comic, period. So if you don't come original, you got to be your 100% you. So you got to go in there and you got to pay attention to the room, and you got to call it out and then ease into your jokes. Each his own.
Sure.
But that's what I'm trying to do. Like, just ease into it. I'm talking too much now. I can't even get into the jokes.
I
because the rhythm's different.
I feel you. I agree with you. And I guess I think what it was I didn't realize how they were perceiving me. I was talking to Laro I was asking him, like, something happened, and he made an assumption about me that was really off. He wasn't being an ass. He was just like, he said, man, I don't know, man. It seems like you grew up with your mom and your dad, and y'all ate breakfast together, and we're happy. And it's like, no, Nick, I had abuse, like, constantly, and like getting jumped and fights and Nazis and skinheads and constant like trauma going on. And when I'm in Lincoln Lodge, there isn't this same who the fuck are you energy at all, which is cool, whatever. But it's like I need to. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm rambling because I'm frustrated about.
I got it.
I'm frustrated. But you were gonna say something. You were gonna say something about.
I just said it.
Okay. The easing them in, being present.
Yeah, you gotta be present. You gotta show you. If you look like these dog gonna attack you if you scared. So you can't go in like that. I was hosting riddles. Late 90s, late 2017 when I was here. So the hosts do it for the month. And I haven't been around a black audience like that since I was in LA, pretty much. Or, they'll splatter like a black family that come to a show, and I know how to deal with them. But that audience was like, yo, this is we niggas in here. It's just so many words. So Michi, great Michi, was on, and he had a thing, and that was my first night doing it, and he had my man Mike Wiley. Mike Wiley wasn't connecting with him. I'm up there trying to do material, and it's like, it ain't working. So we had to do 5 shows. So that first night, I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'm just not going to fucking do shit. I'm just going to go up there and run my mouth. And that's what I did. And they were like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, they with it. And they came to me after the Wildcat and meet you like, yo, are you're not doing jokes, are you? I'm like, no. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, man. Because you gotta make them feel like you with them, and you gotta sit, especially if the later you are, the better. You gotta pay attention to the room. Always pay attention to the room and the comic that went up before you. So you kind of add on from what he said, and do that shit, and then go into your act.
I do that. I mean, and I did that at your show. Like, I do that. I'm with that. I think, I don't know, man. I think it's just gonna be time. It's just gonna take time of getting up there. And then when I go down there, it's a 60-40 chance that I even get on stage. So No,
it's cool.
But
they make me work too hard. Hey, I love it though. That's some of the best comics in the world from Chicago.
I agree. I agree, and I see why it is. It's. I think a big part of that is there isn't industry in the same way that there is in New York or LA, from what I gather. That if you're doing stand-up out here and you're doing it seriously, you're doing it because you love stand-up. Because fucking Harvey Weinstein's not going to come in, make you suck his dick, and get you famous. Like, you're just doing comedy out here. But
if you love it, you love it. Do what you want to do. But I'm like, if I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, I don't want to have to go through that shit. Like, I hate begging for time. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I got my own damn rooms. Like Ronnie Ray with all his rooms. Wait, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't fucking give me no money. I get a chance to do what I still love. And don't have to play fraternity with you motherfuckers. Hell no.
What other rooms do you run? Why am I not on any of these?
This is the only one right now. This is the only one right now. I had a burlesque show.
Okay.
Burlesque comedy show, but it was only me and my boy Mitch and these girls and this band. So that's a money maker. I don't know why the fuck that shit. We ain't done that in a while. We had some shows at the Comedy Shrine, which they canceled.
Comedy Shrine closed down, right?
Yeah. So and I go on the road. I just got this dude that do wineries, so I'm offering talent. But, I take one person with me. They do 30 while I do whatever, but do like 45 an hour. So those are the shows I do. So, like, you book me, I'm coming. But I'm always going to find somewhere to perform, but I ain't about to. Somebody told me, like, man, you too old for that shit. They can't make you pass out flyers and kiss their ass. Like, they're not going to do you like that. So you guys go straight up to them and like, yo, what's the deal? So that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
But they keep changing management in some of these spots. I'm like, who fucking charge now? So, yeah.
So you've been hitting the road?
I make a living off to just doing shows, man. Like, fuck it. I know how to put a show together.
Yeah. You do. You have... There's a sense of professionalism that came with you that I noticed the first time I did your show. Actually, the first time I did it, if I remember correctly, you just walked in the green room and you looked at me and you were like, hey, are you funny? And then I was like, yeah. Like, all right, you gonna be on this show.
But if you hit me up and say you want to do some comedy and you back there and you doing this shit, dude, fuck it, get up. Because nobody did that for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was the king of open mics in LA for a minute. Somebody announced me with that shit. And I'm like, yo, I can't get no time.
Yeah.
I'm giving a $5 every day and y'all can't put me on shit. Like, come on, man. So anybody that said they want to do the show, come do the show. They done bit me in the ass a few times.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been pretty much hitting some home runs with some people. Like, fuck it, man, come on.
Yeah.
Want to do this shit? I forgot the girl's name. Damn it. She came from Louisiana. She's done the show twice already.
Yeah.
And she asked to come do the show. And I was like, okay, come on. I'll be at town. I come what time? I'll be here at that time. So I put her in the middle. And I was like, I said, so how you want me to introduce you? She said, such and such said I'm the funniest woman in the world. And I said, oh, I'm not going to say that. There's black people out there. I'm not going to do that to you. But I'm going to read a cool intro. This chick fucking destroyed it.
Really?
And I was like, yo, thank God you killed it because I did not watch your tape. She like, you want to watch? I don't watch nobody's tape.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You want to tell me you do this shit, you do it. But then 2 weeks ago, I told you the fucking guy came and never did the shit before in his
9
life.
minutes. I want 9 minutes.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? So, no, man, if you do this shit, I understand. Like, fuck, you just want the time, come do the time, man.
It's appreciated.
But that show, my mother like, why don't you just tell them to bring 5 people? Like, no, that's not what this is. I go get a bunch of open mic guys and do that shit. I probably do that shit once a week, once a month, just to have, refund the money. But I want motherfuckers who come in and that's just funny. Like, a lot of comics don't have friends like that. Because we've been doing this shit too long. Everybody ain't like, you doing the same jokes from last month? I ain't coming to that shit. So let them come. It's on me to promote it and get the people in. So all that money coming to me.
That's moving with a lot of dignity, sir.
Right, thank you, sir.
Speaking of money, and we'll wrap this up very soon because I know you're a busy person.
Not really. You call my mother, man.
Oh, cool. How do you think? What do you think the best approach is to making money in this? Because it seems like, to some level, there's a sense of luck. You know that in that if you just got luck, let's say you were at Save the Last Dance, and somebody else just so happened to see you in there and was like, I'm gonna put you in this, and then the person just so happened to see you, I'm gonna put you in. Like there is a sense of luck in that world, but then outside of that, there is stuff you can do on your own, kind of what you're doing now with your own shows. Yeah. What is the best way to make money? I will add to that question and say the little bit I've been hitting the road, and starting to get paid for doing shows like I did Comedy on State. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they paid me money, like real money to do this. But the merch is the shit, yeah. I realized like, oh, they want to give me money, but they don't want to just be like, all right, man, here's $10. It's like,
yo, we do that. I don't even have my merch ready. We do the show like, yo, tip jar, drive along.
Sure.
Here you go, $50. Don't tell my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, okay. So we were like, oh, you making more money from the tips than you get from that shit. But
what are the best ways to make money in this? Assuming you're not fucking famous, basically.
Social media become a killer on that. You know, I regret that I didn't believe that was going to be the next wave.
When Dane Cook was doing his MySpace.
Dane Cook, I got my partners are like killers. You know what I'm saying? Tony Baker's a killer. Fucking Big Job's a killer. Like. These motherfuckers sat right here next to me. And Tony, we be riding the shows in fucking inland Riverside or something. Yeah. And he be riding through the mountains. And he on the fucking steering wheel tweeting. I'm like, dude, what you doing? We motherfucker like that. Man, I gotta treat this dog. And this motherfucker, 2.5 million on Instagram.
So when social media first came out, you were like, nah.
No, I ain't have computer access like that. It wasn't on a phone. I
newspaper.
I don't want to fucking tweet and write shit. I'm like, that's material. I'm not allowed to fucking put that out there. But yo, it worked.
Yeah.
And shit. Then the sketches came, and I started doing those before I left. And I was working with my boy Big Job. Big Job was just in front of the camera. Behind the camera. And he had all my shit when I moved back. Like, man, hey man, looking at this, man, can I use it? I'm like, yeah. Go ahead, man. And use it for my reel. Like, yeah. Let me know I'm thinking about getting in front of the camera. Man, dude, go ahead, man. You funny. What the fuck? Yeah, he did Tiberius, the Hood Hitman. Then he did Snoop Dogg reposted it. And then he had the lesbian homie. And that was it. Dude's out of the park. He come to town and visit me. We get free shit. We go to spots. Like, they man, you the dude from such and such. I'm like, you don't even live here. And they fucking know you. So.
But it's okay. So like a moment like that, like what is it? They say luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Your man putting that out there. There is a sense of opportunity or luck in that. Oh, Snoop Dogg shared it. Like if Snoop Dogg doesn't share it, does that
still?
It was still.
He still would have got it.
Okay, let me shut the fuck up then.
No, he still. Well, no, he was a film guy first.
Sure.
And then he was a stand-up, so he can film his own shit and edit it and then put it out like he wants to. So now I have to. My brother does my shit. So like, but before he left, he was always on me. And like, dude, man, you fucking better stand up, you better writer. You should be on this shit. So he came to town in October. Like, I'm about to get on it, and he was here, and I'm like, yo, you want to jump in? So we got one coming out with Big John on it. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, this will be the last thing, and we've been ending the podcast in a little unique way. So for this question, can you answer it to the camera? Whatever my question is going to be, which is, if you could give advice to somebody who's never done stand-up and might be listening, that's like, I think I want to do this. If you could give advice to them, what advice would you give?
Yeah, advice I give to stand up. Yeah, make sure it's what you want to do in entertainment. Yeah, like it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. This is the hardest art form ever. And don't be fooled. Like, I was on stage. Nah, man. This is mental ultimate fighting. So maybe you're not a stand up. I say at least try it. If you try it and you feel like you can't get enough of it, keep doing it. But it's so many other avenues in comedy. You got sketches that you can put up. You can be an improviser. You can do voiceover stuff. So many different avenues. And stand up, you gotta move to LA or you gotta move to New York. I never been to New York, so I can't really preach on that. But I've been to New York once, but it wasn't for stand up. But I'll do this. I'll give you advice. If you move to LA, get a trade. Cut some hair. Seriously, cut some hair. Be an insurance salesman. Something that you can control so you can get off work when you need to get off work. And do the other time, do stand up. Get in the rooms. Another advice for the comics, go to the club you want to be at and just be there all the time. I don't have time for that shit, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can go and sit there all day and let them wait for your turn. That's all you need to do. I saw it done, and I'm not gonna name the comic because they big time now. But when I moved back here, they were the guys sitting at the bar every fucking week when I was at the Laugh Factory, and now they are out there. So just go to the club that you want to get in on, ask for the spot, ask for the open. Give me the first 5. Let me do the first 5. Let me break up the host. Boom, that shit works. Okay. So do it.
Okay.
That's the advice.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's take this picture and we'll let you call your mom.
No, we could have kept going, but yeah.
And we're back.
Something else to ask me. Go ahead. Shit.
No, it's not even. I
don't normally get interviewed.
Oh, really?
I normally do the interviewing. Okay. I have a Q&A with Ronnie Ray podcast. I haven't done it in like 4 years, but I'm normally the guy interviewing.
Oh, so this is a different energy for you.
I don't get that. Then if I do a show, my man Paul Favre, like you see the single man. So why are you not married, Ronnie? What's the ladies? Yeah, I get that shit. But comedy, I can talk all day. So if you just want to like cut it off or just have it for be real, I don't care.
No, I'm good, man. Let me see. I knew I got it. Yeah, I'm good. I got a show at 8. Oh, okay. But I got plenty of time, and it's in like Andersonville.
Okay.
But. No, I guess especially when it comes to comedy, because I could talk about this shit all day, is, I guess for me, I'm getting to a place now where I'm like, okay, let me, first off, stop comparing myself to other people. I have the worst problem with, like, seeing somebody else post a flyer that they're on, or, this guy got all these likes, and in my head, I start spiraling. I'm like, man, I ain't doing shit, man. I gotta grind more, man.
It happens.
To the point where I was just talking to Shoaib about this. To the point where I'm like, I'm not even happy. I don't even like this. And now, as of very, very recent, I'm like in this headspace of keep your head down, do your work, and enjoy this process. Mm-hmm. You know, I think a part of it, realizing that you're decrepit, is. Realizing that you're as old as you are. We're talking to comics that are talking to comics that are older. I'm like, oh, I am young. I'm 31.
I started at 30.
See,
I started stand up at 30. 29. Yeah.
Man, I started around like 26, 27.
I heard y'all say that shit though. I'm like, these young motherfuckers, man, your life is crazy. Yeah, I have to pay the light bill. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you? I mean, I'm guessing if you could go back, there would be nothing different. You wouldn't change anything.
Oh hell yeah, change.
Oh, what would you change?
What year? How old am I? When I first started?
Yeah. Ooh. Let's say you're a kid. Oh, this would be fun. This would be fun for me. You can go back in time machine, and then you got your Doc Martin, fucking science jacket, and you see 10-year-old, 13-year-old you, assuming his brain doesn't explode. Right. Look, here's what you gotta do. Just trust me, man. Here's what's gonna be like.
I wouldn't say 10.
You say what?
I wouldn't say 10. Right, 20-year-old me.
20-year-old you?
Yeah.
Why 20-year-old you?
I was 10-year-old me was going through a custody battle with my parents. They were battling over me. It was a hard time for me. So I wouldn't put that because I didn't know what the fuck was going on at 10.
Sure.
When I started drinking alcohol when I was 16, 17, life got easier. Then I got in the women, and then that got fucking crazy. So around 20 is where I was kind of going loony bins and drinking and just having different chicks and stuff. And I needed something. So around that time, that's when I started reading books a lot, and I got Les Brown's "Live Your Dream," and that changed everything.
What was the context in which it? Why did
It's called "Live Your Dream"? So he talked about how him and his brother was in an abandoned building as babies. Lady found them and adopted them, and you know he's always motivational. You know, he's a motivational guy, and I never heard anybody talk like that. You know, just never heard. I like, oh, this is shit is in books, because I wasn't like really in the books like that. I was reading all the biographies at first, but then when I read that, like, okay, so how do you do this? Like, well, go meet this person and do this. So that's what made me go out for comedy. So if the thing I would have changed, if Say the Last Dance, that's a credit. That was a $100 million film that was made. That was, you know, at the box office. I didn't capitalize on it.
What do you mean?
I was supposed to be at the clubs, yo. I'm in that movie. Put me up. And if I was on my stand-up game before I got to L.A., because I moved to L.A. when that was out. I was out in L.A. when I should have been at the clubs then. And that's the one thing I regret.
Okay. Yeah, if you try to pull Save the Last Dance out now, I don't think people go.
No. I got other credits. I got other credits too. I don't like people when they say that movie either. It's 22 years old. So.
Yo, when she grabbed your nuts, did she grab your nuts?
My pants was sagging, but she did grab my shit though.
Nice. What happened to her? Whoever she is.
What happened to her?
Yeah.
You don't know who Kerry Washington is?
That was Kerry Washington?
Yeah, that was her first movie.
What is it like? I'm gonna give myself.
Who's my most famous person I met?
Ooh, no!
Go.
Okay. I'll wait. Most famous person. Hold on, let me write that down. Most famous person. Or
I can't talk like this to people. They like, hey, shut up. You don't know that motherfucker. You know, so man, this is good times.
It's fun. Like, okay. Give some context. First is coming out here. I have like friends now that are on the Laugh Factory sign or fucking go to bartend and somebody like actually famous will show up, or these little moments where I'm like, oh fuck, I'm in I'm not the guy, but like I'm in the wave pool of the guy. Oh, that's weird. And it's surreal. I would describe it as surreal, as like is this really happening? Because when I was a kid, I was like, nah, man, you know, you picture it, but when you're around it, it's so hard to describe. But I guess I don't know, what has the experience been like meeting all of these people?
You know, I got sunned real quick about that shit.
What do you mean?
I was like, look, fuck him. You know, I got that from this lady. Shout out to Connie. Connie used to be the manager for the Bus Boys that was in 48 Hours. Do you know?
I've never seen 48
the
Hours.
Board, you don't know that? Oh, shit.
48 Hours.
How you a comedian?
We can sit down and watch it.
Eddie Murphy's first movie.
Yeah.
Man. But she pops up in the club. She was managing some comedians, and I found out she was a manager, and we wound up talking after the show. And I was like, oh shit, I might have a manager, and this happened. And Damon Wayans bumped me at the open mic, Damon Wayans. And she was like, why are you so happy about Damon Wayans? I said, that's Damon Wayans. That's Homie the Clown. Goddamn, what the fuck you talking about? He's one of the reasons why I do this. And she was like, she said, look, he does what you do. You can't be a fan no more. He's your peer. He's your peer. So y'all going for the same jobs. So would you rather Damon have it than you have it? So he does what you do. There's no reason to be excited.
Did that change your mentality
It
around
did.
these people?
A lot of people, yeah. But then I saw Eddie Murphy, I almost screamed like a bitch.
You got to see Eddie Murphy?
I was at Eddie Murphy's house. I didn't go in.
Well, clearly that's the most famous. That's the answer.
No, he's not. Well, yeah, he's up there. He's pop.
Okay. So
him, Robin Williams, Harrison Ford. Those are the three.
Okay, so we got Eddie, Robin, Harrison
Ford. I mean, Harrison Ford doing extra work on Hollywood Homicide. We actually talked for a few minutes.
I assume Eddie was the most fun?
I didn't meet Eddie like I met them.
Okay.
I met Eddie the day Chappelle came. The day Chappelle came back from Africa at the Comedy Store, and he walked past with Charlie and Sean Robinson from Extra, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Eddie. Everybody stopped and paused. Then he came back up to the Comedy Store. Chris Tucker was performing on the show I was talking about, and I shook his hand. And then the day Michael Jackson died, my buddy knew his assistant. Yeah. And he like, man, hey, can you run me to Eddie house, man? I get some money from my friend. I'm like, what the fuck? So we go to the thing. We go to the house, the gated community.
Well, yeah.
So we pulled up at the house. It's this big ass gate. He opened it like a fucking palace. And dude came out like, oh man, he'll let y'all in, but man, you know, Michael died today. He don't want to talk, but y'all can come back for the fight party coming up. And I was like, damn. And that's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna tell you that shit, but. I'm not gonna tell you that shit. No,
That's personal.
No, that's a long. When
the thing
I didn't see Eddie. Something happened.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you. You got time? No, I'm sorry. Your legs not numb on the floor. We good?
You good? Sure.
Okay. All right, bet.
Okay.
This what happened that damn day.
Okay.
All right. It was on Mayweather and Marquez, I think.
Okay. Wait, what year was it?
I think it was
2010.
2009 something. So we go up there. So I'm thinking, he's like, yeah, man, you still coming to the party? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, man. So we got to go, man. We got to catch a shuttle. And catch a shuttle? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. We had to catch a shuttle. So I'm thinking it's going to be me, Eddie, and his kids, and my boy, and like about 10 more people, and Arsenio and shit. No. We jump in the shuttle. It's people in the car dressed up like they ain't going to the club. Yeah. It's a velvet rope outside his house. Okay. I'm like, what the outside his house? Denzel rides by. Shit, I'm like, what is going on? So I'm sitting there. Dude, like, man, he goes, let me go see my boy and let us in. So I'm sitting there, right, and I see comics that I knew, and they getting in, and they made sure they ain't look me in my face. They like, you ain't fucking up my chances to get in Eddie Murphy's house. And I'm not gonna call their names out. So we sitting there waiting, and then we was there for a while. We saw like Chili from TLC and shit, and like these motherfuckers was there. Yeah. I'm like, this is a club. Going to his house to watch the fight. Then the homie come out. Hey man, he said that. No, the homeboy came out. He's like, man, he said, look, you know, man, it's crowded in here. You know, he know you, but he don't know your boy. So, you know, either he can go, but you can get in, but he can't. So my boy was like, man, no, man, we came together. We going in. We gonna just lead in. Yeah, all right, man. All right, I'll catch you next time. So we jump back on the shuttle. And my boy like, man, oh, man, thanks, man. Nah, man, ain't right that you can't get in. Shit, he told us that day. Remember we was out there? He told us that day. Like, yeah, that's fucked up. I got a fight party we can go to, though, like in the hood and shit. With my homeboy, they were actors, too, but they wasn't Eddie Murphy.
Sure.
And he like, yeah, man. So I'm like, all right, man, let's go. Yeah, he live over here. So we get off the shuttle, get to walk into the car. I get to the door. He stopped, and he's like, hey, man. I think I'm gonna go back in there because Chili for TLC's dead dogs. I got all right, man. And for like a year, he was like apologizing to me. I'm like, that was a Theo and Cockroach moment on fucking Comedy Show. Dance Mania. Harrison Ford was at the movie Hollywood Homicide. Yeah, and he just like came over to we playing security guards at the club they were working on. And he was just hella cool. I told him I was from Illinois, and we talked for a few minutes.
Is he from Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Robin Williams, the first night we moved when I got to L.A. to do our show with the We Be Negroes folks. We Be Negroes folks. My improv group, sketch group in San Francisco. She was like, hey, I emailed Robin Williams to come to the show. The email was a new thing. And I'm like,
right, that's a big deal.
Like, damn, really? You can do that shit? She's like, yeah, I emailed her. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So we do the show. Yeah, we had been rehearsing for like 2 weeks. Had the shit down.
Also, I'm listening. I'm trying to find, because I have a story for you. I'm trying to find it, and I want your opinion. I'm trying to find someone, because I don't want to say their name out loud.
Okay. And so I'm like, okay. So we get there, and we doing the show. It's packed up in there. And one of us was doing a scene. I heard, and I was like, we go backstage after and say, yo, I think he's here. We do the show. We fucked up a little bit. Then we wound up going back out. Show's over, and he comes backstage. Hey, I really like that one about this. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, brother, Sean be talking like she's from the 70s. Brother, that we do improv after every show. And you want to join us? He's like, yeah, I can do it. So He does the shit. So he's like, okay, we'll go back in the audience, and we'll call you down.
Yeah.
They didn't know he was there. The people didn't know it was him. So so she goes back up and she was like, yeah, okay, well, thank y'all for coming. About the improv set. We invite all improvisers to come on stage with us. Oscar winners included. He had just won for Goodwill Hunting. And he come running down the thing, and they were like, oh, and like, yeah, Robin Williams, everybody. Everybody jump on stage with us. We performed with dude. I had like a scene with him. And yeah, it was incredible.
Was he as sweet as everyone always described him?
Very, very reserved dude. Very reserved, but he got on stage and he was a killer. And damn, he was a killer. So the show's over. So I had a disposable camera. This is taking you back.
Yeah.
Had a disposable camera. And
Are you about to bring up a...
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
Okay.
Disposable camera. And I say, hey man, can we take a picture? Cause we just got there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I want to see this shit. I gotta show my mom them that we ain't wasting my time in this motherfucker. So he like, yeah. So everybody jumps in the shot. He's like, okay. He said, do you want Woody to be in it? I'm like, Woody? Who the hell? Woody Harrelson. He was at my house. Eating dinner before we came to the show.
Yeah.
And so, all right, yeah. So Woody comes down and we take the picture. And they're like, Robert, you want to drink with us? Like, I don't drink. Woody like, I drink. So we went and got drunk with Woody Harrelson.
That's
the first weekend there.
That's like...
I had it ready.
No, you good, man. That's... Get the fuck out of here. Hold on. Oh, my God. Hold on. Can we... Yeah. How do we... Can you...
Maybe if you hold.
Okay. That's crazy. Dude. Like...
Yeah, good.
It's
I
moment...
cut somebody out.
Fuck him. It's...
That's no girl that just called. So
It's crazy, man. Like... Moments like that and all these stories that you have and all these people that you're naming is, I don't know, man. It's part of one of the reasons why I think that this life that we live is kind of enriched, where people would probably, you're not married, no kids.
Okay.
Can I ask about that?
No, if doing this. It's
Oh,
hard to keep
I thought
moving.
you meant something happened to your balls or something.
No. I have no testicles. That's why. This sense of humor is special.
But doing this, right? You can't, right? It's just not.
It's hard. It's hard to do, and then you date somebody in the industry. It's competition for some reason, and it shouldn't be.
Right, and but people on the surface or on paper, they would look at that as a failure in life, right? Like I think there's a lot of people in this world who hear 40, 30, whatever, not married. No
I do.
You do?
No, I know they make you. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, but then you gotta think about it. I like you was talking about, man, I don't know what I'm doing. You said that shit. Yeah. I think I have that talk with myself at least every 3 months. On some old like, okay, what was me in a sense, but you gotta be able to talk to yourself regardless. So it's like, okay, this is how it is. Fuck it. So then I get a call. The dude that did the intro for me. Yeah. Me and Marquis been friends. We met in LA. We've been friends for like fucking 20 years. And he's always like, man, fuck that, Ronnie Ray, you shit. Blah, blah, blah. He's like the Bondini Brown, the dude that would be Muhammad Ali and shit. He's that guy to me. We wrote movies together. He was in the improv group me I was talking about.
Yeah.
Very funny cat. So it's just like, you can't even define it. Like I can't talk to regular people no more.
Yeah.
I really feel like this shit. This is why I'm like, hey, keep it on. Fuck it. I don't talk about me like this, and I'm not arrogant like that either. So it's like, yo, I want to keep talking about this shit.
No, I don't get the vibe of arrogance at all. I get the vibe of appreciation and maturity. I think I don't know what you were like at 23, 24, but someone who's in their 40s now who has all these experiences and been doing this for a long time. You get this sense of you know what it is? You know when you get into a hot tub and you come from the pool to the hot tub and you first get in, it's hot.
Yeah.
Like you need to get into the hot tub and it'll be cool, but it's hot.
Mm.
Like, but the people that have been sitting in the hot tub for a while, they're chilling.
Yeah.
Right now it feels like I'm getting in the hot tub and I'm talking to somebody who's been in the hot tub for a while. Yeah. Who's just like, this is what the hot tub feels like.
Yeah, the key to this shit is but what you make it. Like, you want to be great at this, just be great at it. But with me, I'm such a prideful guy. I don't like coming across like I'm kissing ass.
Yeah.
I don't want to do nothing I don't have to do. If I feel like you're trying to make an ass of me, I can never join a fraternity.
Yeah.
No disrespect to people who join fraternities and who and that shit, but you're not about to make an ass of me to prove that I'm with you.
Speaking of that, so this was actually perfectly segues to the story. I can't find this guy. I really don't want to say his name.
Okay.
I know he was on. Oh God damn it, Seinfeld, but not Seinfeld. The Larry David show, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's a black guy.
JB Smooth?
Nah, black guy, short haircut.
He from Chicago?
But I swear to God, well, I follow him on Facebook, but I can't remember which letter his name starts with. But and I really should. But I met him in LA, and I did a set. It went well, but at the time, I was in this like. Have you seen Last Dance?
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah, you know how Michael Jordan. I know, but. I talk to a lot of different people on this podcast. I never know. But you know how the intensity of Michael, it was like scary seeing Michael Jordan get mad about playing a game of quarters, like real intense. That was my mentality. I was like, I need to be great. Fuck everybody.
You should be.
But
Your inner self should be that.
It was coming from a place of insecurity. In retrospect, it was like I was enveloped in stand-up so much. I needed to prove everybody wrong so much. I was being fueled with just raw anger. And I meet this dude, and I was talking to him, and he had a similar vibe to you of he's just been in the jacuzzi a long time. And I remember I came off aggressive, I think. I came off real aggressive. Like I was like, I real intense with him. I want to be the best. Be better than everybody. And I'm sure he respected that, but there was an intensity about it that made it uncomfortable. And then I spoke to him a little bit over Instagram, and I kept talking about money. Well, how do I make money? How do I, and he was like, don't worry about that. And this is a little before I moved to Chicago. Mm-hmm. Do not worry about that. That's not your focus. Your focus is getting good.
Yeah.
And then I came here, and I was like, it clicked over this past year. I was like, oh, I see what it's so hard to put into words. I know what he means or know what he meant now. I wish I could talk to him now, but I feel like it'd be weird. And it's those moments in retrospect where I'm like, fuck, I wish I could have gone back in time and tweaked myself a little bit in those moments. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you need it that way, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's about what you make it, man. Yeah, seriously. The best thing you can probably do is just be the best you possible. That sounds corny as hell. Yeah. But you have to be able to master what you are good at.
Sure.
That's what, that kind of flipped my shit. Cause I used to be jokey guy and shit. Mm-hmm. I did a road show on the Tribble Run. I don't know if you know what Tribble Run is.
Tribble Run?
Yeah.
No, it's Tribble Run.
Oh,
no.
I lived in L.A. You have to go up to like Northern Cali, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Idaho. So doing shows like that. So those are my first road shows. And I'm doing this shit for $50. I'm so used to paying $5 a day. Somebody's going to pay me for this shit, you know? So I took the story, I took a Greyhound up to Sacramento, 8 hours to get up there. Then I met the headliner, jumped in the car with him. We rode 8 hours up to Coos Bay, Oregon. We do this show, 2 shows back to back. We get there, and they had a letter. They had a room key, and they had a letter for us. And they said, blah, 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 thanks for coming. You can't say this. You can't say this, and cunt. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, damn. I don't want to fuck it up first day here. So I go do the show. So I go to my room. We get there 30 minutes before the show. So I'm like, the 20 minutes I'm walking pacing, like, all right. So I got to change this. So I had my show so doctored. And I'm like, I go up, and it wasn't hidden. So I do 30 minutes. This is the first time I really did 30 minutes like this in front of people.
Sure.
So the show's over. my show over, the headliner goes up. Dick pussy ass, blah, blah, blah. And they like, they laughing. So I go to the bartender like, man, what's this? He's like, man, yeah, you can't, I thought we couldn't say that. No, you can say whatever. But you can't say cunt. I'm like, I don't say it anyway. Like, well, do whatever next show. Next show came, I had my list of jokes. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Going with it. And I just start flowing. And then the improviser in me just started clicking in. That's when I fill the room, then go. And then I was able to add my jokes in, and show was over. I go outside, people talking to me. Half the room stayed from the first show. And the headliner did the same 45 minutes. And they're like, you should have closed out. You were funnier than him. Like, see, where was that guy the first show? That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's when I learned to incorporate that. But you got to go through it to know what it is. So,
right.
like, you didn't know then. So now you know.
I have two things now.
Yeah, we can clean it right here.
Okay. First thing is, I would really, I don't know your schedule, but I would really like to hit the road with you one day.
A lot of people. Yeah. No, we trying to set that up so we can just go on the regular. So
I will bother.
I want to start my own agency to send guys out.
Okay.
That's another revenue.
This shit
stream.
could go on for. I might get you on back on the podcast in the future.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'm curious because you have watched me do stand up now twice at your show, and I actually am curious what your perspective is of me as a stand up or as a comic. If you have any perspective.
No, it was very relaxed last time. I can see it, and I see you worked on the jokes, and I see you being comfortable up there. That's a plus. Yeah, just be comfortable and be, like I said, know you. You know what I'm saying? You go up there being you ain't coming across like you somebody else. I've seen joke thieves. I saw swagger jackers. I've seen all that shit. They're like,
what the fuck is a swagger jacker?
You taking somebody's personality, like somebody's trying to be Bernie Mac.
Okay.
This guy. Somebody's trying to be this. Like, no, you being you is like,
the
fuck. Like,
yeah.
I've seen a lot, like open mics, man, back in LA. It's like, yo, you can tell.
Yeah.
Those guys are, I should be a fucking casting agent. Like, Chris D'Elia fucking saw second night on stage, fucking killer. Sam Conroe was my homie. This dude's killing. Tony Baker comes out, killer. I like this. Fuck, we got a fucking problem up here. Ron G, fucking killer. Like these guys, I know what I see, man. Henry Coleman, all these guys, man. I love watching good shit. I used to go to open mics to see bad comedy on purpose, to know what not to do. And I tried that shit a couple of weeks ago. I will never do that shit again. I'm like, this is a waste of my goddamn time.
Because you already know what not to do.
Yeah, but I'm like, who the fuck is letting y'all alone? These are not open mics. These are like showcase shows. I'm like, who the fuck is putting these guys up? Are y'all researching who the fuck y'all doing? Like, I'm talking that shit and I don't even look at tape. But I don't have like a big club and shit with all these guys and you making people jump through hoops to get on your show and these are the guys you pick?
Yeah.
Nah, that's not cool. Y'all supposed to be the cream of the crop and shit. Now how the fuck y'all picking them? Everybody on there supposed to be killers.
Right.
You got the best Chicago. They supposed to be fucking killers. You shouldn't have a break like that. I'm like, yo, my show you gonna have at least three of the five are gonna hear you, gonna kill you.
Okay. All right.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was two? You said two.
Yeah, it was the road and me.
How so it's about you? Fuck.
Yeah, it's all about me, man.
Ain't no closing remarks. You respect the Lord.
I mean, we had a beautiful moment of giving advice, and I felt like that was a good moment. Is there anything you wish to discuss, sir, before we head out? I don't know, because it sounds. I mean, from what I gather, it sounds like you don't get in this situation often. I like talking about comedy, man. I have to call like my buddies in LA, periodically, like, yo, comedy talk time, bro. Do you have comedy friends out here? Do you have a community?
Here, like community?
Yeah.
Got Mitch you saw at the show.
He was He was dressed up nice.
He was the one with the gray hair.
Okay.
We the same age. I don't look like
You wear hats.
Yeah, I got it. I ain't gray either. He got kids and a girlfriend, so with a son. Anyway, Mitch, my people, Mars Timms, KB Marion, Kim Hamlet, Mitch, Alex Akinekes, Lily Mason, Dane Grant.
Would any of these people? I've talked to Lily actually. Would any of these people be willing to do this?
He's been on the show.
Yeah, the early version when I first moved here, and I in survival mode still, and I think I came off like a crazy person. She doesn't seem to dislike me, which is nice. But I feel like if I were to talk to her now, it would go a lot smoother.
Okay.
But
she tells me every time. She tells me thank you every time.
she's very sweet. For
She
Mike.
tells me thank you every time.
Yeah, there you
like
go.
no, just to she was doing improv. She was doing improv with my cousin, and she said she wanted to do stand up. So I was like, come on, let's go to the mic, and I took her to some mics.
And here
So
we
she
are.
still show love with that. So no, she's killing it right now. I'm proud of her.
That's good. Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
Dang, Alex Akinike. I don't know if I said. His name.
Yeah, you said okay.
Okay, yeah. You got me, buddy.
All right. I guess this is the end.
But if you want some people to let me know. That's it then. Fuck it. Show's over. Fuck it.
Show's over.
We talk about that shit.
All right, go. Talk about it. Talk about Playboy TV.
Playboy TV, the horny agent got me the job on the show. So he was like, "Yo, Ronnie."
Oh, the dude who's always
having sex with somebody, and so he got me an audition there, and I was like, "Okay, bet." Because my credits is that's what they was. He was on stage, and they was actually like,
yeah.
You really was on a Nickelodeon and Playboy TV?" Like, yeah. So put me on Playboy TV. So did a show called Totally Busted at first, and that was a hidden camera show like Punked, but it was naked people and shit, naked women. I dry humped like 2 girls on that, and then the dude who ran that is Nicholas Thomas, who wrote the movie Let's Be Cops.
Oh yeah.
He did both of those. He did that show and he did the Canoga Park. Canoga Park is like The Office, but it's in a porn studio. So yeah, so I was at Naomi Banks on that and Kaylani Lay. So yeah, that
And Playboy TV.
So Ronnie Ray on Playboy TV. That's still my favorite job ever.
Because of the experience or
The money was tight. You know what I'm saying? I was on a series. Like I made that. That's the thing too. I say this. This is the
real advice.
the real advice.
Okay. You want to say it to the camera too?
Yeah, please be specific on how you want to do this shit and what you want to do. I said this is going to happen within the first 7 years of me in show business. I said I was going to do a movie with Paramount Pictures. I was going to work at the Comedy Store. I was going to work with John Landis. John Landis, who did, you know who John Landis is?
Director.
Director, Coming to America, Blues Brothers, Thriller, all these films.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna, I said, what was the other one? I was gonna be on a TV series, and I was gonna meet the girl from LL Cool J's Lounging video.
And you achieved all of your goals.
I got the Paramount Pictures with Say the Last Dance.
Okay.
The series was the Playboy series. Didn't go. Say the Last Dance. I was in the Paramount. Go back. I was in the Paramount Picture movie.
Okay.
I wasn't the star.
Sure.
I wasn't specific. The TV series didn't go to season 2. I wasn't specific. What else I say? Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the Purdue show there, but I wasn't on their roster. I was on whoever produced this, my girl Nichelle's roster. So that didn't count. What was the other thing? John Landis.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Nation of Improv group. We wound up doing a contest with these other guys called the Bastards or some shit. He was in a contest, and the contest it was a $5,000 prize who could make the best sketch. And it was like 3 groups, and John Landis was the director for all 3. And I was in the video. It was called Shawshank in a Minute. They defined the whole movie Shawshank Redemption in 3 minutes. And I had one line, but John Landis directed me like, oh, that's good. That happened. The girl from the Lounging video, I'm doing an open mic. My boy was like, yo, man, one of the comics dropped. Can you come and take the spot? We doing a benefit show. Okay, bet. I go up. We ride on down there. We get on. I get on. I kill it. I get off. Go to the back of the room. And this lady stands up. Thank you so much. It was her. The benefit was for her. So, but she had a man. She kissed me on the cheek. And that's the club. Dude, you gotta put it out there exactly what you want. So they say don't worry about money. Make sure you put money out there.
specifics with what you want with your goals. Put it out in the universe.
Yes, you want this much money, you put it out there. Don't be like, hey, money you wait. No, those them people that got money already. Fuck that shit. I want to make this. Always have that. I want to be in this movie. I want to be the star of this film. I want him to direct me. I want this series to go here. You gotta be exact. You can't bullshit yourself. Don't bullshit yourself because this is your shit. Don't fuck around.
I think
Now that's
good.
it.
That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
All right.